As you know, Cyprus is a small island in the eastern Mediterranean with only. Can we have the first slide, please?
You have the button, but I can do it for you too, no problem.
Oh, can you do it for me?
Yeah, I do it for you. Just
Okay.
give me a sign.
With the population of about 855,000 people. But as you can see down on the map, this includes only 2/3 of the island because ever since 1974 the island has been divided into two since the Turkish invasion. So we only have data for 2/3 of the island which is part of the EU. We don't have any other results for the northern part of the island. So as you can see, we are very new. These are the results from 2013. We only make part of in the European registry for the last 2.5 years. We seem to have one of the highest incidents in the European Union, about 2,020 patients per million.
226.
And this is mostly because of, the next slide please, this is mostly because of hypertension and diabetes and some hereditary diseases. That's in the following, yeah, here we are. So the green numbers are the numbers in Cyprus for diabetes and hypertension. And on the bottom you can see the rest of the diseases like PKD and various others. The problem in Cyprus arises since 2009 we don't have a transplant unit. It's not separated anymore. It used to be for 26 years, it was separated. But ever since our benefactor who was sponsoring the transplant unit died, there was no will or let's say funding left to operate this transplant unit. So everything is under one umbrella now in the national hospital, in the government hospital, and it's a big mess. We have about 800 transplanted patients that go into the same unit as all the rest of the renal patients for treatment, and transplants as well, in the same unit, with only one ICU, which is in the same ward as well. It's terrible. We've been trying for the last 8 years to raise the funds to build a different unit so we can separate the two. We're getting there. We'll see how it goes. So, next slide please. Now, as I said earlier, the renal replacement therapy in Cyprus is only provided by the public sector and the public hospitals, and you can see that we don't differ a lot from the rest of Europe, since approximately 80% of our patients start with hemodialysis. The next slide shows the percentage in each city. As you see, Nicosia has about 216, maybe 230 by now, patients in dialysis, but it varies from different parts of the island. You have some towns that don't have any patients in the, what do you call it? Peritoneum. Yes, I can't pronounce that, I'm sorry. So, next slide. Now, there's a big change as in living donors in Cyprus. People are very giving in relatives and friends, and it's completely the opposite from Europe. We have a very high percentage of living donors in Cyprus, that's 71.9%, but numbers are dropping in cadaveral donations. donation, and it has become worse ever since the transplant clinic has shut down. There is no program, there is no government policy concerning kidney donations. In Nicosia Hospital, we have only one person dealing with relatives of patients that are, clinically dead, and we don't have the support from the state for cadaveral donations. Now, due to all this, we believe that most of our problems in Cyprus arise from the lack of the health policy, and there is no policy or incentive to increase donation from deceased donors either. And due to all this, we would like to ask for your support to hold the next year General Assembly in Cyprus, to put some pressure on the Ministry of Health and all the policy-making machines in Cyprus, so we can have a better health care for our kidney patients around the island. Thank you.
Well done, thank you very much indeed. Cyprus is doing better transplantation than Ireland, by the way.
Really? You think so?
Population.
It used to be much, much better.
Correct. I can see that from the stats. You were number 1 3 years ago.
Yeah.
Now you're down to number 14.
Yeah.
And there's data that I'll show tomorrow that equally shows that. But it's not disastrous. You're getting 30 transplants per year for that amount of people. But I do understand when you've had such high standards to come back to where you are is the struggle.
We used to keep all transplant patients separate for 26 years in another unit. It had nothing to do with the renal unit of the national health system, and that used to work fantastic. Now everything is under one wing. Doctors are complaining, we don't have enough medical staff, we don't have enough nurses, because there is only one unit and another 800 patients on top, and these are the transplanted patients. So it's disastrous.
It's not a disaster.
Well, we want to fix things.
It's not the way it was. That's,
We want to make it better.
So do we all, I give you that. I can remember a French group coming here a number of years ago. I tell you